Welcome back to Art Lessons with Mocha, the Museum of Children's Art. For today's lesson, we'll be making our own set of Loteria cards. You can choose to either just make a few and keep them as artwork, or you can challenge yourself to make an entire deck, which is 54. Now, this option will take you a while, but you can also get your family involved too, and then you guys can play when you're done. Loteria, much like bingo, is a game of chance, except instead of numbered ping pong balls, it uses images or illustrations on a deck of cards. Each player is given a tabla, or board, with 16 different images or illustrations. And then one person draws one card at a time from the deck and reads it out loud. If you have that card on your tabla, then you cover it with a bean or some kind of circle. Once you either have 4 in a row vertically, horizontally, or diagonally, you win that round. And of course, you can keep playing until you get them all. That's called a blackout round. Materials you're going to need for this project are objects that you love from around your house or your garden. Simple white paper, copy paper will work fine. Unless you're trying to make a whole deck, in which case you'll need either some kind of cardstock or something a little bit heavier to mount it on. Pencil and eraser, and then crayons or markers for the second part, which will be coloring it in. Let's get started. First thing that you're going to do is to look around your house and your garden and kind of spend some time and reflect on the things that bring you joy. You can either choose to photograph them or you can just collect them. Let's look at a few things that I collected or that I took photos of. One thing that's really kept me joy during this whole time of being indoors and being in the house is my garden. So this is a photo of my zucchini plant. Here's my bok choy, the book that I've been reading. Of course, my paintbrushes, my markers, my crayons, my mug that I drink coffee out of every morning. This happens to be my favorite mug. Our roses, we call them the Bellas because we have two twin bushes. So they're the Bella twins. And then different foods that I like to eat and snack on. Mangoes. I put a little ginger in our green drink every morning. So these are just a few of the things that I've collected to turn into my Loteria cards. All right, once you've done that, either you have your photos or you have some of these things in front of you, we're going to start by doing some observational drawing of these objects. All right, guys, welcome back to my studio. Let's get you focused in here on my workspace. All you're going to need for this first part, of course, are either the photos that you took of the things that you love or an actual one that you have brought into your workspace. In this case, I'm starting with a Bella, one of my Bellas, my favorite flowers. So the first thing that I'm going to have you guys do is actually make a few sketches just to get the feel for what you're drawing and also kind of get an idea of the layout that you want to do with it. So what I like to do is do a series of thumbnail sketches. In this case, I'm going to have you take your stack of copy paper and just kind of sketch out a few rectangles. So I'm going to try to do this nice and dark so that you can see it. And right now I'm just freehanding. If you are the type of person that really, really likes straight lines and it would drive you crazy to have a crooked rectangle, then by all means, use your ruler and make yourself a few rectangles on your paper. But if not, if you're a little messier, like myself, feel free to just freehand them. Now you can do as many of these pages as you'd like, just to have a series of drawings. There we go. So in drawing, whatever it is that you're going to draw, we're going to talk a little bit and learn a little bit about observational drawing today. So one way that I like to approach observational drawing, which essentially just means that you're observing something and drawing what you actually see, not what you think you see. Okay. One way that I like to approach it is to choose a starting point. So I'm going to have to lay it down somewhere, but choose a starting point. And I like to imagine that a teeny tiny little ant is walking all along the lines of this object. And all I'm going to do with my pencil is I'm just going to trace that path. You can lift your pencils as many times as you want. It's not going to be a contour line drawing, but this is just a way to kind of keep your observational drawing in check and not so that you're not drawing what you think you're looking at, but actually drawing what you are looking at. So let's get this laid out. Again, here's my little microphone cord, might make an appearance. I'm going to start one here, and I'm actually going to start right back here. My angle is a little bit different than yours. See if I can zoom in a little more. There you go. And I'm going to start with this kind of stem, get going on this tiny leaf that I see. And then I start to notice that my petals really have some beautiful line qualities. So I'm just going to, again, imagining that my ant is there, walking along the petals, just start to trace that out. Here we go. I notice that this one really comes out much further than the other ones. There's one hiding back there. Almost just kind of blossoms. So I'm just taking my time, just doing some sketches, just having fun with it. Not worried about whether it looks exactly like what I'm seeing, because just enjoying the motion of drawing. Might pop into the center. I see a little pollen. Lots of lines. I notice that they kind of radiate out from the center. Okay, there I have my first sketch. Now I'm going to choose something else. Now it's time to draw this mug. Oops, there's a little water in there. Oh no. Okay, that's okay. Accidents happen. That was not even planned. So let's get this mug going here. Oh my goodness. All right. So let's draw my mug. I'm just going to take a look at it. I think in this case, I'm going to start with the handle. And again, not super worried about the quality of this. In this case, I'm making the composition of the mug kind of at an angle. I'm going to capture that it's kind of a cylinder. Make sure this part comes down. And since these are just samples, I can fix this in my final draft if I decide to do that. There we go. I could put a little bit of the pattern on there if I want to. Again, this is your artwork. You have the creative license here. Just do a little sample pattern. All right. Now let's go for something that will not drip on me. How about a marker? So my next one, I'm just gonna kind of place it at an angle and sketch out a marker. Notice that the bottom, again, is kind of a cylinder shape. And that the angle that I'm seeing it from is kind of like this. I'm going to try to capture the circle at an angle, which is called an ellipse. I'm going to bring that up, work on a little mechanical drawing almost. Get these lines as straight as I can. Again, if you would like to use your ruler, by all means, go ahead. Try to make this nice and dark. Get some of this swirly line, which in this case I'm using a Crayola marker. And one of Crayola's trademarks is they put these little swirly lines down there. And boom, got my marker. For my last one, I guess I'll sketch out this mango. There we go. I'm going to be looking at it kind of from this angle. And I'm going to try to capture what makes a mango a mango. So just kind of a very natural shape. Not a perfect circle or even a perfect oval. Gets wide here. All right. There we go. I might even take the next step in my sketches just to see kind of how the colors would lay out. So let's do this. I'm going to go ahead and clean this area because you don't need to see my spilt water. And I'm just going to go ahead and trace these in Sharpie or in marker. And then lay a little color down to see how I like it. And again, this is just for practice. But if you want to make a quick set and actually make 54 sketches, you can do that too. You can even cut them out as small sketches and then mount them on cardboard from around your house. Like old cereal boxes or Amazon orders, anything that's come in. Get some help cutting that cardboard. And you can even mount these right on there. Let's see. Yep, that paper is a little wet. That's okay. It's my rose. Here's my mug. And I'm just, again, doing this kind of quickly for the video's sake. I don't want you guys to be super bored. Boom, boom, boom. Get my mango. Do my marker. Marker with a marker. You know, if your lines are not perfectly straight or they're kind of wonky, hey, I think that actually adds a little more visual interest. Here we go. Get this Crayola symbol down. And boom. I'm going to go ahead and just outline these because I love the way that things look when they're outlined in black. There we go. Again, doing this very quickly. And then you can go ahead and just take whatever crayons or markers you have lying around and go to town and seeing how it might look. Let's see, with this beautiful Bella rose, I might go ahead and capture those yellows everywhere that I can. If you have two tones of a marker, you can use that. I'd even go back here, my Crayola marker, add the rest of this yellow. Color the actual object in first. And then think about tackling the background. Okay, before I tackle the background, if I really want to see what my full-size card would look like, I might even sketch out the writing. This might say La Rosa. Could be in English, could be in Spanish, could be in whatever language you feel like using or learning. And just like Loteria Cards, I'm going to go ahead and put a number at the top. I'm going to put number 37. I'll do this upside down so that you guys can see it now. And yeah, my rose is a little abstract, and I am cool with that. Let's go ahead and get these letters. Yes, I am definitely doing this upside down. S, A. And I like a teal background, kind of like a turquoise background for this. When choosing your background color, look at the color that you've used in the foreground or on your object. You can either choose a complementary color, something opposite its color in the color wheel, or just something you think would go really nicely with it. Now, the reason my page is bleeding a little bit is, yep, you guessed it, spilling the water. There we go. This is why I love doing pre-sketches. I can really get a feel for what the final piece is going to look like. There we go. Hey, not bad for a few minutes work. So what you're going to do is do as many sketches, observational drawings as you like. Go ahead and marker them, color them in, and then I'll see you on the next video for enlarging and making something final.